Cue the music. Dun, dun, dun. It is
We can have our Wonder Woman here.
Wonder Woman. Okay, it's Essential Oils Mondays. And I'm Laura Rubenstein here with the amazing Stephanie Gunning. Hi, Stephanie.
Hello, everybody.
So we're excited today because, like we're here every Monday or most Mondays, talking about essential oils. What are the uses? What are the benefits? What are the things, the little known things you didn't know that was available? How can you get a very good deal on them? And today is no exception because we want to talk about bone health and what essential oils have to do with bone health, especially for women. Well, we're going to tell you, number one. Number two, if you are a woman, if you're a person, your bones are at risk. So we have some supplements, and we have supplements that also include some really cool things from ingredients that have to do with the essential oils. And doTERRA has put together actually a woman's line and a woman's bone nutrient complex, right, Stephanie?
Yeah. So, what led into my interest in this subject, I just want to say, is that I was actually visiting my father in a nursing home over the weekend, and I was looking at these older women, these elderly ladies, and how frail and fragile they were. And I thought to myself, wow, I really want to jump on that. I'm in my 50s, and so I looked up some statistics, which I'd love to share with you. Let me see if I can share this screen with you. Um, there, just a few bone health statistics. Can you get that, Laura?
It's not shared yet, so once it gets
Okay.
shared, I will put it up for sure.
All right. It should be my entire screen.
Yeah,
Now, this is my first time doing this,
no
so
problem. You should just select that, and then
choose
we'll
what
see
you'd
those
like to
bone
share.
statistics.
Share. Oh, there we go. Okay.
There we go.
So
Dun,
you
dun.
should see the bone health statistics if that's
Mhm.
working correctly. Okay, great. Key statistics for the United States, and this is pretty comparable to Canada as well. So basically, there's a website that has statistics all around the world, and the United States is considered a green zone, which means that most people are able to get in their diet or 900 to 1,000 IUs of calcium a day, which is roughly what is needed. Some people are low, some people not. Osteoporosis and low bone mass are a major public health threat for 44 million US women and men aged 50 and older, but women are at more risk, greater risk. Um, they represent the people with either osteoporosis or on the way to getting osteoporosis with low bone mass are 55% of people aged 50 and older in the United States. And so these are old statistics. By the year 2020, they're expecting it to go up to 61 million. In 2010, it was 52. So you can see that we have an upward trend. And it was estimated in 2002, 18 years ago, that 10 million people already had full-blown osteoporosis, and 80% of them were women. And that figure rose to 12 million by 2010 and is expected to be approximately 14 million by 2020, which is this year, if efforts were not made to stem the disease. So what is the recommended calcium intake? Apparently, if you begin in your early years, children should be getting calcium. If you're in a vegan household, you have to get that from a different source than dairy. 1 to 3 years, it's 700. 4 to 8 years, it's 1,000. And I'm talking about milligrams per day of calcium. 9 to 13, we need to bump it up to 1,300. 14 to 18, 1,300. For teenage girls who are going to be pregnant, it's got to stay at that level. Once a woman is over the age of 19, she can actually come down to 1,000 units. From 19 to 50 years, it's 1,000 milligrams. And then post-menopause, which is around age 50, 51, and on, you need to go back up, because those are the years when you're going to suffer from all the behavior that you did earlier in your life. So build strong bones early in your life, and then take calcium and other nutrients to maintain it. Now, men, from 19 to 70, it's 1,000. From 70 plus, it's 1,200. So you can see that the men don't have as much demand for the calcium. So I wanted to talk about doTERRA's bone nutrient complex, because of course calcium is only one of those ingredients. So I'm going to stop sharing this. No, actually, I do have one other thing I want to share. Hang on. Here is the women's bone. This is what the packaging looks like. It's actually this beautiful blue. I love that. It comes in a veggie cap, so it's perfectly appropriate for all people.
And if you want, I can put on the ingredients if you like while you're.
Oh, cool! That would be great. All right, I'm gonna. You know what? I'll stop sharing this, and you can put that up. I think I'm gonna get back to you. There we go. I'm back. Mm-hmm. Fantastic. That's beautiful.
That's the beautiful bone nutrient for women, designed for women. Now, like you said, men can take it too. I don't think it's going to hurt them, really.
No, it's not. So here's the deal. So teenagers and adult women, if they're taking no other supplement, and they're eating, you should eat, healthy food, vegetables like dark leafy greens have calcium, milk and dairy cheeses and cottage cheese and yogurt has calcium, but you need other things. You need vitamin D, you need biotin, you need magnesium, you need zinc, you need copper, you need manganese, boron. All of these good things have been put together in this supplement for bone health. Teens and adult women would take 4 capsules a day. That means you could spread out throughout the day, not all at once. You could take 2 with your breakfast and 2 with your dinner. And if you are taking the Lifelong Vitality Pack, which I don't know if you can see me on the side of the screen, it's this combination of 3, there we go, 3 supplements from doTERRA. My right and my left are backwards on this screen. The one of these ingredients is the Microplex VMZ, has all of these vitamins and minerals. I think I've got it upside down. Hang on. And so it's got D, it's got calcium, it's got a bunch of these things. This has 8 milligrams per serving, so it is quite adequate. So if you were taking the Lifelong Vitality supplement, you could have the bone nutrient complex for sure. You just go down and take one, and really.
No, you're saying you wouldn't need it, or you would want to do it if you're taking the Lifelong Vitality?
I would want to. So I'm in my mid-50s, and I'm concerned that I want to have healthy aging. So in addition to the Lifelong Vitality, I'm going to put in my order the Bone Nutrient Essential Complex this month. And I'm going to begin taking 1 in the morning and 1 at night as an additional supplement. So if somebody is, so there's a couple of other things you can do. So weight-bearing exercise is great. When you put weights, when you do any kind of weight-bearing exercise, even TRX, which is you're using your own body weight, doing push-ups, step-ups. You don't have to go to a gym. You don't have to spend a lot of, but using free weights or taking a walk and using the weight of your water bottle, a pint to the pound. So if you go,
Well, it's really important to put the weight on the bones because that activates the
because
bone.
that triggers them to grow because they want to be strong enough to resist the pressure, right?
Right,
And your body responds to pressures.
right.
So and mild stresses, you don't want to overtax it and break a bone, but you want to just stress it enough that it grows.
And when the astronauts get home from the no atmosphere, right? They have no gravity because there's no pressure going on their bones. Their bones have actually weakened and the calcium has gone out of them. So to keep them, the calcium going in, you have to keep pressure going on it, whether it's and the best weight is your own weight. You don't have to, weight bearing exercise of some sort doesn't have to mean like free weights. It could just mean the weight of your own body. So if you're doing squats, if you're doing push-ups, if you're doing, I don't know, the TRX machine type of things.
TRX is these bands that you lean back
Right.
and you just do pull-ups and things like that.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can do it at any level and start at your own level. Don't push yourself to do 100 push-ups that you haven't done a push-up in 10 years. It's okay. Start, against the wall type of thing and just get your bones starting to, even standing in your bones, just getting used to standing. I have
Standing in your
I have
bones.
I have one of those jiggle machines. I call it a jiggle machine, and it's a platform that goes like that, and what that does, and they put the astronauts on that, is that causes the muscles to contract in the body to keep balanced, but at the same time, you're keeping balance, so you're using your bones, right, at the same time. So bone health, bone health, bone health. We can't stress it enough. And I love this, this doTERRA's whatchamacallit,
The combination of the nutrients.
this combination is so good. It's not calcium, it's the combination. Too many people think it's all calcium.
Two different kinds of vitamin D, D3 and D4, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, no, biotin is a B vitamin actually. And then D is this, and it has those cholecalciferol and
Yeah,
ergocalciferol.
that's the D3 and D4,
Oh, interesting.
and it's coral calcium, which research shows is highly absorbable.
And
Right,
the
and that
combination with the
matters.
magnesium is important too. Now, most people don't realize they are not getting enough magnesium in their diet, right? And they think, oh, let me just throw all this calcium in there, but without magnesium and without the vitamin D, it's not going to get absorbed. In fact, I've heard, and maybe I don't know if you've heard this, but it takes more calcium out of your system to digest dairy than it puts in.
I didn't hear that, but
I've
I've
heard that
heard
years
that
ago.
thing. If I was vegan, I would probably have that off the top of my head. Yeah. Now look, if you're a mom with teenage daughters, you are now empowered with information that can ensure that they have a healthy old age. I know it might be 60 years from now, but when the time comes, they will thank you. Seriously. There is nothing worse than seeing somebody who's already frail break something. It can just end their life. They can lay down and be so depressed and just never recover from that because they don't heal fast enough and they don't have the strength to bounce back. It can take an older person from independence to needing to live in a facility, or to live with their children. So the whole family ends up being affected. And if you age strong and healthy, you can travel, you can contribute, you can carry, lift. I pride myself on carrying all my groceries home from the supermarket by hand myself, and I'm carrying home for like 4 bags at a time. I mean, I could get a cart or something, but I do it, and I always go, "This is my workout for the day," But
Right.
it makes, I'm happy that I can do that. If I couldn't do that, I would feel less independent. So, bone health matters. I think that the smart thing with these supplements is to take them and see how you feel. And also, if you're taking many different kinds of supplements, you definitely want to look at the box or the product label and add it all up. There's certain nutrients that can veer into toxicity if you take too many, like vitamin E, vitamin A. But there are others that if you have too much, you just basically pee out the rest, like vitamin C. And I think vitamin D is like that, and calcium is like that too. So this is a good one. You would definitely want to check with your physician if you got pregnant or if you were nursing. Um, and this has no wheat and no. I think it has no flour, no wheat, no dairy in it. It does have some of the supplements come from yeast. So, Laura, I looked up in my handy dandy book to see if there are essential oils that assist with bone health, and there are.
Okay, tell me, do tell.
All right, I'm reading from the Book of Knowledge. So I'm specifically looking at not at bone bruises, not at cartilage, not at heel spurs, none of that stuff, not at infection. I'm just looking at osteoporosis and paresis, which I guess is the thing that comes before it.
Osteopenia?
Yes, thank you. So osteoporosis is characterized by a loss of density, which makes the bones fragile and susceptible to fractures and breaking. It develops when the bones reabsorption, which is a normal function, exceeds bone formation. So the oils help to reduce the degree of bone reabsorption, which is amazing. So these can all be applied topically, which means you would take a few drops of the oil and you would combine it, dilute it with a carrier oil that has some fatty acids in it, like coconut oil, almond oil, grapeseed oil, olive oil. Pretty much any oil you've got in your cupboard you could probably use. So clove, geranium, peppermint, wintergreen, fir, thyme, rosemary, lemon, and cypress. And geranium is great for the skin. Peppermint, wintergreen, fir, rosemary, cypress are also, they feel great when you have achy muscles. So that's an excellent twofer you get out of that. Clove is extremely antioxidant. Thyme, also good for soft tissues. I find that a lot of the oils that I call salad oils, like thyme, rosemary, all that stuff. And lemon is also antioxidant. It's a citrus. So I think that, if you're really, thinking about, the bones that tend to break, I think it's, legs, arms, spine, up along the spine, right? But really, it could be anywhere. Hips, like a broken hip will take you out.
A lot of people break their toe bones as well, their tarsals and
right,
metatarsals.
stubbing your toe or something. That's right.
Or stepping on
Yeah,
something big,
so
you know.
you could combine these. It says dilute and apply, a couple of drops, in a teaspoon of oil. And then you could apply that a couple of times a day if you had an issue.
Yeah, those are really interesting to consider, all of those. I love taking cypress baths, and putting cypress in or putting a couple of those oils into a bath and soaking in it along with Epsom salt and letting that get into the bones after a good workout would be really good, right? So,
There's a combination I invented, which is a blend, I should say. A blend I blended which is clary sage, which is great for women's hormonal stuff, cypress, and you put in a little sandalwood. Smells out of this world. I I think I gave somebody a little bottle of that, and he uses it as his aftershave cologne now.
Oh, that sounds very lovely.
Yeah, it's
There you
really
go.
great, and you could totally put those all in your bath, or just massage it.
Beautiful. So, let's talk about just okay. So we have our bone health supplement. I know there's a few other things available from DoTerra this month, and especially in the beginning of the month, that is good for health in general. And you wanted to talk? Did you want to talk about Ravintsara or?
Well, it occurred to me that we could just have a quick look at the pricing on the women's health kit. Because one of the specials this month is if your order equals or goes over 100 points, you would get an On Guard touch stick, right? Am I saying that correctly?
Yes. The
And
women. So you'd like to see the women's health kit
yeah,
or
I
the other
want,
kit that's on sale?
I want to see if it goes over.
Well, the women's health kit is a PV of 60.
Okay, so you would need to get a couple of other things to get to where you need to go.
Right.
Um, and so the bone nutrient on its own is $17.50 at wholesale. The clary sage on its own is $36.50 at wholesale, and that's the number of points as well. And then the phytoestrogen essential complex, which helps with things like hot flashes and things like that if you're going through perimenopause and menopause, that's $39.50.
That's well over 80 some odd dollars. So that's
If you look, and if you get it in the kit, you're getting it on special. You're getting it at a discount.
yeah.
So another thing that would be great to get this month would be the On Guard soft gels. Lots of people are worrying about what's going on with this coronavirus in Wuhan, China, and if you're traveling or anything like that, the On Guard is probably what you want. One of the other specials is the
Well, yeah. The specials?
yeah. So, oh, I see. I was sharing my screen again, or is that
I'm
you?
sharing me. I'm sharing mine.
Okay, terrific. Yeah. So
We have the Arrow Palm that's 10% off, which is a
yes,
beautiful.
which is wonderful. Also, there were a couple of months when we couldn't get that yet, and we were all chomping at the bit. And now I've got it, and I stopped thinking about it. It's great for the
But
skin.
here's
That's a wonderful one.
this is a wonderful kit,
Yeah.
right? The winter
Yeah.
protection kit. So, you know, in addition to those soft gels, if you don't yet have a diffuser, this petal diffuser is redesigned and beautiful, and you can get you can use that for your blend. You were talking about that clary sage, cypress, and sandalwood blend, but not that it has those in it, but certainly you can get those three as well, but then you could diffuse it. And what's nice is this has Manuka, the DDR prime, which is a really good antioxidant fighter, right? Free radical fighter, I should say, something like that.
Yep.
And yeah, that's yeah.
And
And
you can't get
rosemary,
it separately.
yes, you can get it. You can.
Oh, you can?
You can get DDR prime.
Oh
Sure.
no, I'm sorry. The Manuka I'm looking
Oh,
at.
the Manuka, no. I don't know if we can get Manuka yet.
We
Single.
got it as a special last month, but they're only selling it in the kit right now. So,
And then the Copaiba is available, which is great for your immune system, cardiovascular system, and I know a lot of people think they're using it in place of like a CBD oil because it does attach to the CBD receptors. Now, this is only available while supplies last. It's a special, special, special kit. You can see that it's more than $50 off of the retail price, and Manuka is, oh yeah, look, it's It's normally $45 and it's not available for individual purchase. So you are right, correct there. So that will get you there for 125. Then you'll get a few free gifts. You'll get the On Guard Touch. And is there another gift that you get?
Well, if you get your order up to 200 points, you get a whole suite of On Guard, which is the 15 milliliter oil that you can put in your diffuser and diffuse or apply topically or take internally. The On Guard Touch Stick, which is so great. You can just put it right on your glands and just, let it keep there. The foaming hand wash, which is great if you're in a sharing space like an office and where everybody's touching the same doorknobs and telephones and things. And the On Guard spray, which is great for, shaking hands at parties and business meetings. Or I actually wipe my hands down with it after I touch gym equipment.
Absolutely. You can spray your gym equipment before you touch it. You can
Yeah.
spray your hands after you touch it. Also, same thing with the gas pump, you know,
Yep.
and
And
wherever you
it's
go, to the airplane, that kind of thing.
right, the tray table. And um, On Guard is a great thing to have around in all these different formulations to clean your house. You put a couple of drops in your soap, before you clean your kitchen counters or your bathroom. And it literally, no BS, kills
Bacteria.
germs.
Mhm.
Even without rubbing and scrubbing, you could just put it on and it would kill the germs, which is great for those of us who are not, monumental house cleaners. So, if you're thinking that you want to try some of these oils, these supplements for women's health, plus maybe this winter, kit that's going to protect your health, you would probably bump yourself up to, let's see, so that's at wholesale. The winter kit, health kit is 160 and the points are 125. And the reason the points are lower than the price in this particular case is because of the diffuser is included. And the diffuser is usually only a 20-point value, even though the price is higher. So that's just to let you know that that's typical because of the equipment costs. I love my pedal diffuser. I love all of these supplements and I use them regularly and I can recommend that. I haven't, knock wood, I have not been down with a cold in a couple of years. And I really do attribute a lot of that to the ability of my body to take the oil, if I sneeze or something. We talked about this last week. I immediately begin taking care of my immune system, go to bed, drink fluids, eat a lot of vegetables, and use the oils. And usually within a day or two, I bounce right back.
Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful thing. They are so supportive, so please do let us know. And you can go to mydoterra.com/transform today and take a look at some of the oils there that we've talked about today, including the bone health and women's bone health are really important. Please, the ingredients in that bone health I've not seen before. I really like it, from the 2 forms of vitamin D to the magnesium, including the calcium that's very absorbable, the zinc, the copper, manganese. You need these minerals anyway, and why not improve the longevity of your bones with that? And it's really easy. It's very reasonable, and we want to get you lots of good nutrients in your body. So we'll
Absolutely. Winter is a great time to really commit to your health. You're going to be indoors, and you have great intentions. And honestly, spring comes so much faster than you think it's going to come.
And
So
some things just happen with your sound, so, you sound like a robot. So, I think this is a great place to end. Watch it again if you missed any of it. And we'll
robot.
sign off for now. Bye.
I am the robot.
I